17, and as you can see, what we've got on deck 17 is we've got the Sun Terrace, the Serenity Pool and Bar, the Retreat, that's forward, and aft we've got the Sun Terrace. So if we walk across, so if we walk down this way, this is Serenity. And I believe this is the adult area. You see a better look at them warships now. You can go up one deck higher. And deck 18, oh yeah. What's this say? Yep, well it is, you can go even higher. That's the arena. That's where they play basketball. This is right at the back of the ship. Down there, that's the Serenity. I think that's the area that you pay extra to go into. It's an adult only. So yeah, so this is right at the very top of the ship. We're back down onto deck 18. This is you want to play a bit of golf, but there's no clubs. No, there's no clubs, so you can't play it. If you want to do your exercises, this is where you come to walk around this track, which is, here look, walk a mile, 7 laps equals 1 mile. So go back down to deck 17. This is the Serenity area over there, as I said. To deck 16, where we have a little bar. You have to come this way. This is the Sunset Bar. There's a bit of a breeze. Into the horizon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and have some lunch. We'll come back down onto 16. That's the horizon buffet we just actually walked through. I didn't bother filming while we were in there. We'll be back there shortly to have some lunch, and this is the pool deck, or sometimes referred to as the Lido deck. There's a Costa bar, an ice cream bar, but of course there's nobody here.
Still got his Jake on. Fuck, he's got his copy out.
And there's another bar. Salad. Hot dogs, burgers, fries. So forward is Lifts, Restaurant, Ivory Suite, Mallow Suite, the Crow's Nest and Library. Lido Pool, Lido Grove, that's the back there. Just rooms, cabins and library. Let's go find library. This is the Crow's Nest.
Sometimes. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the captain speaking, and this is just to repeat the advice regarding smoking on board the ship at the present time. So right now we are taking fuel from a Blankenberge which is located on the starboard side of the ship, and as such smoking anywhere on the starboard side is not allowed. In particular,
Pepsi and restaurant.
there have been a number of incidents whereby cigarette ends have been thrown from passenger cabin balconies.
That's an extra charge for that restaurant.
If any guest is seen throwing cigarette ends at all from the starboard side, they will be in breach of the contract of carriage and will be disembarked here in Zeebrugge today. So I ask you again to stop smoking on the open decks, and there should never be smoking on passenger cabin balconies. Thank you.
Right, so that's 16, so now 15 down to 8 is all cabins, so we'll go down to deck 7. See you down there. Okay, we have the headline theatre. Rehearsal in progress, so you can't go in there. Right, and then after you've got the Crystal Room, the Glass House, Java, Photo Gallery, the Studio, and the Live Lounge. So we've seen most of these anyway, but well, as you see, this is the Crystal Room. And my cabin's above this. And so last night when they were belting it out until 2 and 3 in the morning, I could clearly hear it. And here we have one glass at a time. So you've got Costa. We can get a Costa coffee.
Is that it? That Tiger Roll 92?
Only to a point of staying there.
Variety is the spice of life. So this is Sindhu's. Again, it's an upcharge restaurant, and it's Asian food, mostly Indian, I think. And this is it. You can see that's where some tasting going on with staff. Chicken food's alright, probably for tonight, because being an upcharge restaurant, you get slightly better quality food. And I'll tell you what I haven't found, and that's that grab and go.
Hello.
Hello. Ah, we can get out. So we're out on deck 7. At the back of the ship. See, there's the port. Red bus takes you to the terminal. That terminal building, I should say. There's no there, of course. Front smoking areas just here. 12. That's ship's time. Okay. Gonna go back inside. Again. And you can see this is the seaside of the ship. it probably must have come in through that gap there last night. Yes, so again you're limited to how far you can walk. For some reason. Oriental restaurant, an upcharge restaurant. And, you can't access deck 6 from here. So, back up.
Something later. Yes, we will. We'll do it.
Right, so I'll turn it off now until we get down to deck 6. Right, here we are, the deck 6. You've got the lifts, shopping, Brody's, casino, headline theatre that way, and the toilets in the Pensacola restaurant. Where's my finger? That way. So there's that zone there. You've seen the restaurant, so we'll ignore that. Of course, the shops are closed when we're in port. But they're all posh end shops. So there's no duty free or anything like that.
See what's on.
And here we are in Brody's. Oh, they are.
Never tried that. Yeah, it's not. It's first time. Yeah.
And this is the casino. Casino. And the Headliners Theatre.
Fueling will only take place when I make the following announcement. So not only would you be disembarked into Zeebrugge, but in addition to that, the Maritime Police are now stationed on the barge, and will take legal action against anyone seen throwing cigarettes over the ship's side. So
You
very
wouldn't
shortly
believe it,
we
would you?
hope to start fueling the ship again. As I say, please be mindful, no smoking on the open decks on the starboard side, and in particular, never any smoking on cabin balconies. Thank you.
Right, I don't know if you can hear that, but some dummy is throwing cigarette butts down onto the fueling barge that's at the side of the ship. So they've called in the police, they're on the ship, and they've said that anybody caught doing it will be disembarked here in Zeebrugge, and on top of that, the police will have them. Right, so here we are, back in the shops. Peninsula restaurant. So let us go down to the atrium, which is on deck 5. And I've still not found that grab and go that they advertise has been on this ship. And here we have customer services. Yeah. Oh, yes, I'll come down here and see what they've got in there later when it opens, because there's a few souvenirs in there, look. Little teddies and bits and bobs. Whether I buy anything or not is a different matter, but we'll see. But yeah, there's customer services. That's the sauna and spa. Well, the spa. That's where you can see, look at your photos. I've only had one done, so. All of the essentials, yeah. Oh, Meridian Restaurant. People saying hello to me. Starters. Oh yeah, this is tonight's menu, I think. Shrimp, red peppers, smoked duck, which is asparagus, passion fruit sorbet, soups, cream of cauliflower, classic beef Wellington with wild mushrooms, desserts, biscuit glaze, apple tartar, villa pod ice cream, pecan, dark chocolate mousse cake, macroca ice cream, and sorbet. Yes, so I think that's tonight's menu. Can I go in and have a look?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, thank you. So this is the Meridian restaurant, and I think I'll come down here tonight because anytime dining. As you can see, it's very nice. Very posh. Yes, I like the look of this. I'm coming here tonight because I went to the other one last night. Yes, I went to the other one last night. And there you go. And that, folks, is about it. Yeah, there's nothing lower down. It's just cruise things, and yeah, it's just all cruise quarters and what have you down below. But I'm now going to go back up to the buffet and get a bit of lunch. Right, folks, here we are in the atrium. I decided to get myself a latte and a biscuit. £2.25, so not too bad. I think they charge that in most because it's a Costa, and I think they charge that in Costa anyway. Might be a few pence less, but not much. And we'll just that's the coffee, and you can see there's the atrium and fire in the middle, amazing, isn't it? Hanging from the sea with the spike. People. There's a lot of people now coming. They're all coming back from the trip to Bruges because everybody's going to be back on board for 5, and I think it's about 3 o'clock now, 3:30, something like that. So I'll stop taping and I'll have a check on my phone and then come back to you. Right, folks, that's better. I've steadied camera on against my coffee cup, so it's not wobbling all over as I'm talking to you. As I was saying, it's around 3:30, just coming up to, and most of them are coming back from the trips. Probably they've been to Bruges, and obviously they've got back early because you can't not know what time trains are going to be there. So, and obviously they didn't want to miss the ship, even though you don't have to be out until 5. Yeah, so as I say, I'm in the atrium, and it's the first time I've actually been in, sat down in here, walked through it a few times and what have you. But this is where they're all coming in as well. So, but it's getting busy now as they all come back. So tonight we're going to go to the Meridian restaurant, where I get dressed up in my best bib and tucker, as I say, and I'll show you all what it looks like. And hopefully it'll be a really nice meal. I've had a look at, there's a menu outside Meridian restaurant, and assuming that is tonight's menu, and they've got all sorts of lovely stuff, including beef Wellington. So I'm looking really forward to that. So yes, so we will speak to you all again later. Bye. Just had to come out and show you this. The sun's out. So that grey, miserable morning. I see loads of them still coming back. Look, you can just see them down there. I think we can see them. I can see them, but I'm not too. Can't see on camera now. It's because of the thing. So there's people getting on there, and I think there must be one just behind these lifeboats, because I've seen people walking past that way. And, yeah. So it doesn't make any difference, like the thing, but it's just nice that we've got some sun. Yeah, we've got a bit of the old currant bum. And there you go. So, I'm at warships, another warship, another third warship. Because they're sitting higher in water now because the tide's coming. I mean, that one, you couldn't see deck. early this morning. And that definitely over there is a warship. I'm not sure about that one now, that particular one. This one nearest to us, not the one behind it. But that one is definitely one. You can tell they've got numbers on. But this is the Belgian naval base. That's why security's so tight, where you've got to get a shuttle to terminal. You can't just walk. Well, there you go. Right, folks, at last we're able to sit on his balcony with a brandy and coke. I didn't think we were going to get to do that because of weather, but as I say, the sun's come out, it's nice and relaxing. We sat here, people are making their way back on the ship. There's quite a lot of them now. They're all flooding back. It's gone 4 o'clock. To say we're due to sail, I'm not too certain what time we're due to sail. It just says everybody's going to be back on board by 5, and yet the sail away party's at 4:45 up in the Lido deck, so we'll pop up there later. And then about 6:30 we'll come back to cabin, put the glad rags on before we go to go for his meal, his evening meal. I was just having a nice chat with one at ship's officers down there in Atrium while I was having my coffee, and just like every other member of the crew, he was really friendly, helpful, looking after me. Yeah, the crew has been brilliant. The cabin steward has been inintrusive, I believe that's the right word, and he's granted it's only been 2 nights and what have you, and we've yet to see a towel animal, so there might be one when we get back tonight. We'll have to see. But yeah, he did a good job this morning, tidied up the room, put fresh towels in, cleaned it up and everything. That were nice. Popped in to see me first day, introduced himself. Francisco, his name is. I might have already mentioned that, I can't remember. Yeah, so he's been great. The dining room staff were great, really helpful. Most meals have been really nice. The breakfast was it was okay. The sausages were nice, they were lovely. The scrambled egg was obviously nice, and the beans and tomatoes. There were these biscuit things, and I think they were fried bread, you know, in the shape of a sort of a biscuit. I took one bite of that and I thought, God, this might break my false teeth, so I left that. But like I was saying to the office, disappointed, no hash browns and no mushrooms. So anyway, I've had my disembarkation letter. I go off at 9:30 tomorrow morning, and I went down and I asked them, well, you know, I've got a bus at 11:05. Will that give me plenty of time? He said, oh yeah. He says it's because it's such a short cruise, most people only have little, you know, small bags, and they carry their own off. So there's not a lot of people actually get help with the bags, and quite a lot of them take advantage of that walk off. You can walk off the ship between 7 and 8, and but you carry your own bags, you know, on no assistance or whatever. So, but I'm not going to do that, because now he says that, you know, I don't need to, because you get off at 8. You know, you've got 3 hours plus to wait around before my coach sets off for London. This way, let's say at best, you're off for say 10:15, say. Quarter of an hour, I'd say 10 minutes to what they call it, So it's 40 minutes hanging around in coach station. Well, that's not too bad. A lot better than 3 hours. So yes, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. We just close the door because I've just seen my first Belgian fly. We don't want it. Don't want to get flies in my cabin. But it's warm, you know. All right, I've got my jumper on, but I've no coat, you know, and I'm sat out on my balcony. It's a bit of a breeze, and looking forward to coming home, obviously. Although I have had a brilliant time. Although I have to admit, I'd have had a much better time if Adele and Hermione had been with me. You know. I missed Adele saying, "We've got to do this, Dad, we've got to do that, Dad." And as she's got older, she tends to try and push me around a lot more. But there you go. But yeah, so, but other than that, it's been brilliant. You know, it has been brilliant. I've seen some things on YouTube saying food's rubbish. Well, as I say, apart from the disappointment with the bacon this morning and the lack of mushrooms and hash browns, the food has been brilliant. And one or two of them have said, you know, one or two posts have said staff weren't very pleasant. Well, the staff have been absolutely brilliant. They can't do enough for you. You know, it's, oh, how do you do? And welcome on board and everything. And they're always saying that, you know, you're enjoying yourself, having a good time, looking out for you. They're amazing. Highly recommend. Sure, if you've never done a cruise at all and you're a bit nervous about doing a cruise, then one of these short cruises is the thing to go with, because you're only on a few days, and so if you panic a bit, you know, you're off before you realise you're on. You know, it flies by. And I'm glad I didn't go to Bruges. I didn't really fancy Bruges, but that short trip into that Blankenberge, or whatever they call it, that were interesting. And we're only 10-15 minutes down road on bus, so, but that's where you go to Bruges. You go there first and you get a train from that city, from that town, and then you go from there. So as I say, we'll give it about another half hour and then we'll have a wander up to top deck and we'll see what happens. See this great sail away party. Bye for now.
So I do apologise, the pins you're going to get 10 pence cheaper, it's £5.85. Yes, so grab it while you can. That's the Pins cocktail special today for the sail away and the sail away only. £5.85. Get some pins down. Don't forget Lisa's here today, incognito Lisa. The paparazzi there for you. You recognise Lisa, don't you? Yeah. Just a little bit very famous. She's in incognito tonight. No vaping, please. Designated areas, please. So of course you'll have DJ Adam in the crystal room tonight. And myself, DJ Lion, in the live lounge. Battle of the DJs.
And here we have a screwdriver, a brick Victoria. Well, it's not brick Vic, it's Forkington's pure squeezed orange juice and a shot of vodka. And we're starting sail away party shortly. And then we're moving back deck plan. That one's dropped. Now they're removing this one. Pulling out Charlie. I asked them to play another one back to Justin plays Radio Gaga instead.
So many people requested one today. You're in a stack group. Can you just give us a wave? You're in a stack group today. No.
Okay, Britannia, I want you to help us out with this one. We're coming down especially because we're running up to the last few minutes tonight. Do this with us. Everyone, come on, no matter where you are. And again. Over this side. Up there. Royal box. minutes on the floor. Okay, let's try this now. Everyone, hands above your heads. And the sun begins to fade. This time, Mark, today. I believe, I really do, that you're going to be great tonight. Here we go. With hope. What's going on over here? Somebody will love me. Right, the party. We found love. We found love. We found love. We found love. Ready? You know what to do. Ready for Tanya? With who? I'm going to send you I'm going to send you all you want. I'm going to send you to the rest of the haters. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. One more. Okay, this one, I want you all to do this. Get one arm around your head. Come on. Harder. Faster.
Here we are back down in my cabin. A lot closer to water. There's a cargo ship heading in. Cargo ship out there. Well, we're going to get ready a bit soon and put his glad rags on and go for his evening meal. Let's see what time it is first. We're going to go about 7. We're going to go down to deck 5 and go to the Meridian restaurant. So we'll see you down there. Right folks, here we are, all dressed up in his finery, and we're going to go down to the Meridian restaurant and have his meal down there. If we get a chance we'll film what we've eaten, but obviously if we're on a big table with loads of other people that might be a bit difficult. So as you can see, we're nicely smartly dressed for formal night, so we'll see you later.
You ourselves a better job now.
There we are, beef Wellington.
Thank you.
Oh well, that was a very nice meal, was that? Really enjoyable. I met a really nice couple. You know, I chatted to throughout the meal. I hope I didn't bore them. Yeah, with my tales of woe. And the meal, as I say, and what was a nice pleasant surprise is as I got up to go, the waiter said, thank you, I hope you've enjoyed your meal. So he knew my name. So there you go. What wonderful experience. Right folks, hold it steady. We've packed a suitcase because it's got to be out for, I'm taking it off at ship in the morning. I'm due to leave at 9:30, so I'm just going to put this outside cabin door now. It's nearly 9:15. I've just got some bits and bobs which will go in me well, I can't see it now because I've got it wrong way around, but yeah, so it'll go in me backpack, a few bits and bobs. I've got crammed as much into the suitcase as I can this time. Yes, so, and then we're going to have a wander around ship, well, not round ship, you know, down on deck 7, 6 and 7, have a wander around there. I might get into Headlines Theatre because there's supposed to be something on in there at 9:45. So I need to get down there now.
You never know.
Crystal House, which is directly under my room. At 11 o'clock it turns into a disco. Right folks, I've just been to sort of like a Broadway show in a sense. It was called Astonishing, and it was magic and song, dance and song and illusion. It was absolutely amazing, I have to say. And you know, you just forget that you're actually on a ship. It was just like being in a theatre in London. It was so, there's no movement or anything of the ship, so it was absolutely amazing. And they did, with the audience, they did one of the most incredible card tricks I've ever seen. In that they took 4 cards, you had 4 cards in an envelope, and you had to tear them in half, and then you shuffle, you moved them about, and all from instructions from a guy that's actually an hologram on the wall telling you how to do it, and he did. And then you shifted it here, you pushed it there, and then he started saying, right, I want you to move 1 card to the bottom and then discard this, and you kept going right through until you, oh no, I forgot, close to the beginning of it, you had to, after you'd shuffled them a few times, he says take one of the pieces out of the pack and put it somewhere safe, you know, in your pocket or under your seat or whatever. And he then went through all this routine, and so eventually you were left with 1/2 piece left. And then he said, turn it over, you know, turn over the piece, get the piece back that you'd hidden, and turn it over, and lo and behold, they matched. It was just amazing. It was amazing. As I say, the best piece of magic I've ever seen with that. And the show were brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. But anyway, we're back in his room now. And I don't know what to do. I might just get into bed. I don't know. It's about 11:45. The disco's going on downstairs in the Crystal Room. Tomorrow morning I'm due to report to the Crystal Lounge for 9:30 for debarkation. Breakfast, I've got a choice of 6:30 or 7:45. I'll probably go at 7:45 one. If I want to go into the restaurant. Otherwise, I can go up to the buffet, and they're open from 6 till 9. And having experienced this morning's breakfast, although as I say, most of it were okay, I might just pop down to the restaurant tomorrow. Yeah, so that's that. What else is there? Oh yeah, not cancelled. Yeah, I settled my account, and I got back a considerable sum because I didn't spend anything like what I knew what I put on it, and I had a feeling that whatever. And it's the biggest mystery now. The mystery is that she said that the gratuities, which is £14, had been removed on request. But it doesn't say who requested it to be removed. So I'm saying to her, I said, well, you know, that's not going to, there's nothing's going to appear on my credit card, is it? Because, you know, I've paid all my bill in cash, and she's saying, no, your bill's settled, nothing will appear on your credit card. So we have to wait and see, because I suspect, as I say, it's a mystery, so I might be totally wrong, but I suspect that somebody's got upset with their steward or, you know, the dining or whatever, and they've gone in and said, I want the gratuities removed. I don't want to pay them for whatever I've known. And then they've asked them for their room number, and they've got the room number wrong. So it might be sort of, instead of 324, their room might have been 342. You know, they've got that wrong way around. Or it might have been, their room might have been two. Anyway, a combination of my room number and they've got it slightly wrong. So it's come out as 324. It's obviously somebody on G deck because you say your deck number as well as the room number. So it's a combination of 324s. I mean, that's what I suspect. I mean, as I say, I might be wrong, but I can't understand why it was removed otherwise, because I've certainly not requested it to be removed. But anyway, we'll have to see what happens in long run. I'll get a bit annoyed with them if they come back to me in a month's time and say, "Dear Miss Township, yours £14, which was accidentally removed from your account." I'll write back and say, "Well, that's your fault. I never asked you to take it off. You took it off." So there you go. Anyway, so we'll see you all in the morning. As I say, I don't think I'll bother going out anymore. It's knocking on towards midnight. Well, that's here. Over in England, it's knocking on to 11 o'clock because we're an hour ahead. And then when we come back to England, they actually put the clocks back an hour. So they put the clocks forward an hour on the way out, and they put the clocks back an hour on the way back. So yes, so although it is, as I say, nearly midnight on the ship at the moment, it's really nearly 11 o'clock. So I don't know what to do, but I'll see. I might have a wander down because, as I say, there's a disco going on downstairs. Just one deck down, so I popped in there before coming back up here because the show in the theatre was is near me as well. So anyway, so I'll speak to you later.